Hey, welcome everybody. Episode 12, Simpin Squires podcast. I want to thank you to Cody Parks and Dirty South for the intro music and the outro music that you're going to listen to later. I also want to say thank you to Third Line Hockey, Mr. Allen down there wearing the hat like that. And Randy is too. By the way, Randy's here.
Randy!
Randy! Randy is taking Josh's place this week. Look at that. He's trying to catch up with the beard.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
A few more years, right?
No idea where these glasses came from. I don't, where those come from.
What glasses?
Those right there.
These little see-throughs, and can't
Yeah,
see
there
a
you go.
dang thing when I put them on. It's like the screen turns black.
Who tinted these
So-
windows?
That's always fun. So I think we're just gonna get right into it, guys.
Jump into it,
We got a
baby.
couple things to talk about here. First thing I really want to talk about is there've been a couple of high dollar contracts that have been dished out recently. One to Leo Carlson, one to now Macklin Celebrini in the $18 million range. My question really is, who do you guys think is the first one to make 20 million? Because in a couple of years you can make $20 million on the salary of the salary cap, of the whole salary cap. 20% is the limit of maximum, and that's coming up, I believe, not next year, but the year after, when the cap's up to 105 million for the NHL. So what are you guys thinking?
My first guess, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite players, a non-sharp player. People will be happy to hear. Is Cale Makar. Cale Makar is a free agent after next year. One of these two. So extension eligible. What are you gonna do? Not sign him? I don't know
Yeah.
about the 20. I don't know about that, but two-time Norris Trophy winner and probably top 5 player in the NHL overall. And you're gonna not pay him?
Young or a defenseman, especially.
Yeah,
Got a lot of miles, should have a lot of miles left on him.
he's
Yeah.
eligible right now for an extension. So
So, I mean, as far as next $20 million player, I mean, I don't know, but he may be the next person who tops Celebrini, I guess we'll call it for that
Mhm.
for that reason. However, I would love to point out that Celebrini did take, we'll call it for hometown discount, whatever. He did not take as much as he could have. So thank you for that. Obviously, as Sharks fans, but yeah, 20 million a year. Looking at next year's free agents, and there's not too many. There's a Kucherov, there's a Crosby. They're all not going to do that, right? That kind of thing. So Cale Makar is my answer for sure.
well, what about Quinn Hughes? He's another one that's a free
Oh.
agent. He's a free agent next year
Another
too.
youngster, miles left on him, potentially.
Oh, you're stirring my loins with those two questions, Jet Wags. That's two of my
You and the
favorite
D.
players for sure.
Yep, you and the D guys. But then you gotta like you push it beyond that, you got McKinnon
Oh.
and McDavid are both eligible for extensions next season.
I think
Are they?
the two realistic options are Austin Matthews and McDavid.
I don't think Austin Matthews is worth as much as it is.
100%. But
Yeah.
it may happen because what are they supposed to do?
Yep.
I mean, we say he's not worth it, but
To
there's
Toronto?
how many teams in the league, and he's one of the top 10 players in the league. So
He is. Yep. I'll give him that. But I mean, look what Toronto did with Marner. They just shipped him off.
And then
Toronto's-
what happens,
Yeah, exactly, right?
Oh, but his play is slowly slipping like that hairline. That's what I was gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's what they said about Kessel too.
Yeah, look at
The whole
that.
hot dog
Yeah.
boy went out, he went out
As soon
and
as
won
he
a
left
couple cups
Toronto,
after that.
man.
So yeah,
But
I don't know.
Kessel has that built-in beer league hockey body, man. He kept doing it too.
He's all about the pocket dogs.
1,000%. But no, that's a good point though. Obviously McDavid, if he's extension eligible, what are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Mhm.
I think those are the main guys, the guys that
Yeah.
we're looking at here, the six. Unless somebody really knocks it out of the park this coming season, I'm not sure who else you can really look at that's worth the 20.
I think Toronto's an interesting case, right? Well, are they gonna play like they did this year and like just be not good? kind of thing, or if they're gonna is Austin Matthews gonna play like he should play and be like the badass we know he can be, and then lead them to the playoffs because he's extension eligible because he knows it, and then that's what happens with free agents, right? They're like, hey, it's my last year to show some stuff. That's what happens, right? So who knows? He could
Get
show
that
that too, but
contract year, get that big contract, and move on.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So interesting though. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know McDavid was eligible. So yeah, yeah. Kale McCarr, McDavid. That's a good one.
The
What you think,
connection good,
Wag?
Wags?
We lost Wags. Look like
The answer is no.
no, no. It looks like the chocolate factory called all his workers, so he's back. He'll be back when he's eligible. Oh, oh, he's moving.
He
We'll
can
see.
hear us. He just can't talk back to
Yeah,
us as fast as
there
we
it
can
is.
talk to him.
Hey, that Augustus Gloop chocolate fountain is not going to fix itself. So I'm saying, right? Like, come on.
Boy, he's gonna reset that computer and
Oh, for
come
sure,
back and take care of
100%.
you, sir.
I said it because he's not here and have a good time. But
Boom.
then, like, so I guess we could talk about it a little bit. We're celebrating hometown discount, I guess, if you want to call it. He didn't take the max that he could have, right? Are there a lot of players you think would do that kind of thing, or was that fair for him for NHL? What are your guys' thoughts on that kind of that thought process?
I mean, I think hockey's one of those sports where the hometown discount probably is a bigger thing than some of the other sports. I'm not saying other sports don't do it, other guys don't redo their contracts to stay with certain players or certain teams, but I think you see a little more in hockey where people either like the fit of the city or the coaching staff or the players around them, whatever that might be. So whatever his reasoning is, I hope it pays off for him. But I mean, we're talking about, a few $1 million when you're talking about that kind of money. It's, it's not a huge difference.
Agree.
So if it blows up in his face, he lost 1 or 2 million. He'll make those up in endorsements or whatever, I'm sure. It's not like he gave up, $10 million to stay in San Jose, but I could see some others doing it though. If you get the right combination, I could see a couple more players doing it. But then you always have that, like we were saying, who wants to be that
Yes,
first 20 million
that's the point.
guy, just to be that guy? I don't know if that's as big a deal in the sport of hockey, but somebody's got to do it. So, what will the reasoning be? Is it will be money, or will be because the right team paid the right guy, or will it be a money grab? That'll be the interesting part to see. If somebody will leave a good situation for the money, or if they will be put in a good situation for the money. That's going to be what's going to be interesting.
Oh, for sure. Because I could totally see, I don't know McDavid personally and the Edmonton Oilers and all that stuff. He could be like, yeah, give me 1 year for 22 or whatever the max he can get, 20 plus, and then just reset a market. And then when he's a free agent again after another year. So who knows how these agents do their deal? Yeah, like
Or
trying to
Toronto
get,
decides to pay McDavid 20 million.
you never know, man. Like
I mean,
that's the
crazier
point of the
things are
free
happening.
agency, right? You never like so the Carlson thing comes in a little bit into play here, where Carlson, the Anaheim center, was eligible for restricted free agency, and they decided to wait on their restricted window, would have you, and they could have totally signed him before this point, and it cost them, and it cost, I think, in my opinion, it cost all other teams in the NHL money, including Macklin Celebrini, where now there's a precedent set that this guy's making 18 for whatever purposes. It's around 18 million now. Macklin's at 18.8. It costs every other owner money because the Anaheim Ducks failed in their negotiations to sign their one of their better players, right? So how I don't know how, but like if I was another owner, I'd be upset with the Anaheim Ducks, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure from what I heard in the back rooms, a lot of people were very upset with them. You
For
know,
sure.
Maintaining those feelings during negotiations important. How you act and how you negotiate can make or break. One food for thought based on what Celebrini took, I'm wondering if in other sports outside of hockey, if there's more pressure from the overall like players association not to
Mm,
accept lower
mm.
deals versus the NHL, kind of like what you were saying, Randy, is like the hometown discount is more of a regular occurrence in hockey, it seems. And I wonder if in other sports like the NFL, there's kind of a little bit of a pressure from the Players Association and whatnot to be like, hey, you can't take less money because if you take less money, you're costing the next guy. Do you think any of
yeah,
that's more of a factor? Maybe.
I would imagine so. I think you know, if once you get to like the Tom Brady level where he was willing to will and deal, I think that's one thing. But if you're, you know, the next level superstar below that, I'm sure there's a ton of pressure that's put on those guys to get maximum. Even if it's putting them, and the sad part is, even if it's putting them in a situation or a team where they really would rather not go, they're still getting pushed by their agents, probably like you said, but probably by the Players Association and everything else to sign that contract. And they do it.
As far as other sports, I know I'm pretty sure 99% sure there's the cases in baseball. Like I don't know other teams, I don't know other sports. I know I've read articles and this, that, and the other where the MLB Players Association, which is probably one of the stronger ones because they have no salary cap, this, that, and the other, forces no, forces is a strong word. Highly encourages the free agents to sign that biggest contract where they go to the Yankees, they go to the Red Sox, they go where teams where they clearly aren't going to fit and they don't want to go there, but they end up going there regardless because like you said, it'll affect the future and those contracts in the future, what have you. This player is going to get XYZ, blah blah blah. And that's the way to go about it, to be quite honest with you. Like it makes zero sense that that happens. Like you may get a couple million here, but then you're not going to be happy. Well, so why even you're getting a player who doesn't want to be there, who's not happy to be there. Yeah, he did the right thing maybe for future generations, but is that the end all be all? So there's a scale. I don't know, man. It irks me when that happens. I was not happy to read those articles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The contract I want to sign is I just want to be the professional
That
soccer flopper. You just pay me a couple
is not.
$100,000 a year and I'll just go out there and somebody barely touches me and I'll just flop around, be taken out on a stretcher, draw a yellow or a red card. Like that's the contract I want.
That's what they all get. Is that not?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the case. Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought that was the case, man. My bad.
Those guys run a lot of miles to flop.
I
See,
love
see,
it when they're carried out on the stretcher with oxygen and like 3 minutes later running back on the field.
Yeah.
When you're
thing is,
healthy.
they say they run a lot, right? So they're not full speed the whole freaking time, man. That's one. I like soccer. I like the World Cup, and I do kind of like some Premier League stuff, but I'm not the biggest person into it. But they don't run all that often, man. Like so, if you look at Messi, that guy's walking
And
80%
we
of
got
the
to be
time.
careful. We
But
can't dog soccer too much. We're number two in Brazil.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, Brazil, man. They'll say
well,
Messi was walking
it
like the
also
Brazilian players running all over the place.
well, it depends on the team you're on, first of all. Like teams that have good systems, you move less. But and it also depends on your position in the field because if you're a defender and your team has a lot of offense, you're moving up the field a lot. And then if the other team can kind of bring it back, it really depends. But I'll get they run more than I want to run. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I'm not saying they don't. Don't saying they don't, but like it's a misnomer. Like they're going 1,000% the whole time. Like so hockey players obviously they're going 1,000% the whole time, but their shifts are, 30, 40 seconds, 45, maybe a minute, and that's it, right? Like but they're
Yeah, and
coming
then you
off.
go sit on the bench. The soccer
Yeah,
player,
no,
what does
no,
he do?
exactly, no, for sure.
Stands there
No,
tired.
1,000%. But these guys aren't running the whole freaking time. There's no. The midfielders a little bit more, but it's a misnomer to me that they're running the whole freaking time. Running. Like so there's a
A
jogging,
lot
there's
of
a walking.
jogging, walking.
Yeah.
It's a
So
giant field though. covers a lot
100%.
of
They're
area.
like so. There's at least the argument of who are the best athletes, right? Kind of deal. So I contend my always contention is either you got hockey, got a little bit, and then NBA. Those guys they're running on the court
Yeah.
most of the time. So who knows, man? It's all semantics.
Yeah. Well, as we know, transition is where a lot of the is exerted. So hockey players and basketball players, there's a lot of transition from forward to backward, side to side, sprint, slow down. There's a lot of transitioning going on. So I would argue, yeah, basketball players, hockey players with those kind of skill sets, there's a lot of exertion there.
Agree for sure.
Swag's back, or is he still frozen in time? There, he's back.
Oh, I think we lifted our height requirements and he's back. We're
I'm
good.
back. Yeah. Yeah.
Wags
got
is
I
here
do
to
like
talk
that.
about why gymnastics is in fact the number one. I'm only being semi-sarcastic because pound for pound sarcastic might be or
Look,
gymnastics might be the most difficult thing.
you're
Well,
bullshitting. Those
difficulty,
guys
yeah.
are strong as
Yeah.
mess, man. Those guys, they're doing the rings and whatever else they do, the pump horse and strong as
Wags
shit.
is
I'm
Oh,
not.
All roads lead to pickleball.
That is the one paddle I probably don't own is a pickleball paddle.
Yet. Don't own yet.
Hey man, I'm almost 50. I could have one if I wanted.
Do they make adult and child size pickleball brackets, or are they all the same size?
Oh, they make kid ones.
Do they?
Yeah.
he's dominating. He knows it.
is that just a ping pong racket or
It's kind it's kind of like the 14-year-old in a little league for Wags, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm 12 and gives the referee $20 or whatever. Yeah, I'm 14, and he's like, just slamming people kind of thing.
It's a pretty good goatee you got on for a 14-year-old.
He's got his own kid. He's like, oh baby.
Yeah, I gotta go. My kid's got a T-ball game.
Oh, it's on the next field. We're good.
So we were talking about the NHL salary cap and this, that, and the other, and Celebrini, this, that, and the other. But
Yeah.
how does that compare to other sports? Right? Like, so
Well, it's tough to say. I mean, there's percentages in a couple of them that you can't go over per year for the team. And then, you have the NFL where there's a cap, but there's no limit on how much a player can make per year. And then the MLB, which has, say, a soft cap, but they also don't have a limit for how much a player can make.
And let's talk
just
about the
luxury tax?
gamble of paying that $20 million guy, and
Yeah.
then he blows his knee out
That which
that's
happens
before
quite often, as a matter
wait,
of
before
that's
the
fact.
season even gets underway, or that's
an
to
awesome
me,
point.
being a GM or something like that. That would be my biggest scare point. Would be, okay, we're going to pay this guy 20 million with one person, this giant contract, when we could have had two other really solid players.
Hmm.
And as long as this person stays healthy and, in their head and physically, we're probably good. But nowadays, with the physicality in sports and all the things that go on, man, what a risk these guys are taking.
That's a great point, Randy, by the way, because
Yeah.
different sports have different rules. Yeah. So baseball, it's guaranteed. They're getting their money regardless, right? Whether it's maybe long term or what have you, they're getting their money. They're going to get their full whatever they sign for. Football, which is probably with hockey, we're hockey players, so maybe less so, but the most violent sport, yeah, like totally agree. Like not guaranteed. These guys like they sign their deals, and even though it says guaranteed money, as we're finding out with the crazy Ayuk deal that's happening right now, it's not guaranteed. You can act a fool and not get your money, or get hurt and not get your money.
Well, that's a contract violation, though. That's basically what
Well, I mean, there's also if you get hurt, you don't get all your money.
I
No,
think you get
you
all
do
the
not.
guaranteed money for sure.
Well,
Signing bonus, right? So, Theo.
well, it depends on where you are as a player, right? There's ways now that like they're getting creative with negotiating their contracts. So like your better players are going to negotiate their guaranteed money to be front loaded. But like if you don't have that benefit of the doubt, exactly what Jose just said happens. You might get a lucrative contract, but if you get hurt, you don't get that money because you don't have that benefit of the doubt of signing for a front loaded contract where you have X amount of guaranteed dollars.
Mhm.
I don't know how that works in the NHL though. How does that work?
I don't
Is it guaranteed?
Only I think they
No,
only get a part.
you get probably an injury. There's
Well,
probably some kind of, it's got to be in the contract somewhere. It's probably an
I'm
injury
sure there is.
stipulation.
Well, I know for sure baseball, you're getting your money. As we can see with Bobby Bonilla getting paid $600,000
No, 1 million a year.
every July 1st, every
At
July
1
1st,
million,
$1 million
1 million a year.
for
Which wasn't
from the
actually an intelligent move
no, it
on the
wasn't.
part of
Now,
the team by the
and why was it?
financial analyst.
Yeah, but it's given
Um,
us years of memes and
well, no, not just that. So instead of paying him that lump sum up front, they took that lump sum, they put it into an account that was profiting off of it being in the account. So they're making more money off that money being invested than it costs to make his payments every year.
Hmm.
So by them being able to hold that money, put it into the account in order to give him basically a structured settlement, it made it so they actually lifetime of the deal are not out any money. They're able to pay him his money all because he or his agent or nobody at the time was like, "No, take the lump sum and then you manage your own money." You take your money, you invest it, and then you utilize the earnings from that contract amount. So it's the same deal as like when you win the lottery. They're going to give you an
Yeah.
option. Do you want payments or do you want a lump sum?
Lump sum.
Well, if you're smart with your money, you take the lump sum and then you invest it. You don't go out and blow it all. And if you
Hmm.
go out and invest it, you will make the return for yourself that the lottery commission's making for themselves by taking your money that you won, putting it into an account, and then using the interest to pay you, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of what Bobby Bonilla did, and that's why it was a good deal for the team.
Yeah,
But
it
on the
totally was.
outside, everybody looks at it and just sees that the team is having to pay him $1 million for X amount of years.
unless
Yeah.
Bobby Bo knew that he couldn't be trusted with that kind of money.
I think that's
It's
probably
like, you
part
know
of it.
what? I shouldn't have that kind of money. What would be best if you just give me a little each year? That way I can't go broke. I'm always guaranteed next year's pay, you know?
Honestly, some people love that portion of it. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with it. Just give me a little bit now, a little bit every year, and I'm covered,
Yeah.
kind of a thing, you know? It's
No,
like, but
for
no,
Yeah. He's
sure.
lump
like,
sum.
you don't, he's like, the world doesn't need me to have that kind of money all at one time. And you know, and you read about all these lottery people that do that, and then within a few years, they're just absolutely broke because they go
Yeah.
insane. At
Hmm.
least doing it that way, he kind of forced himself to live on some kind of a budget. Clearly, he's done okay, you know, with it. It's not
Yeah.
like he's
He's
destitute
doing
or
fine,
anything.
yeah.
He's done well with it. But yeah, maybe there's just some people are smart enough to go, yeah, I should not be trusted with that kind of money.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely gotta put some guardrails up for yourself. Don't make it easy. Don't make it easy for you to get to the money.
Yeah, for
Put it
sure.
into an account and, make it so that you got to do years of work to get to it.
And what he was a resident of what New York or something like that when that deal went down.
I
So
think
if I'm
he
him,
was
I'm
with
like,
the
yeah,
Mets,
just
right?
keep the money for now. I'm gonna move to Florida or whatever. Where there's no
Yeah.
state
Oh
income
yeah.
tax, and I'm gonna make myself another, 7 or 8% every year
Yeah.
that the money's coming in, and
He wasn't totally off the rails with it. It was
I mean,
definitely
it's both, right? Like
yeah.
yeah,
if he had a financial advisor or a cousin who actually went through some financial school, I'm like, hey man, yeah, I trust this dude. Let's get the lump sum. Maybe he didn't have that. Probably
yeah.
not. Who knows? I mean, should have. He's a professional NBA or MLB player.
Well, what's
You would
what's
think.
Otani's excuse then?
Well, he's
How do
The
you blow that
Japanese
kind of money,
exchange,
man?
Yeah.
the yen exchange. That's what that is right there. He's like,
Like
no,
it.
he thought it was yens. He was like, yeah, let's do that.
I mean, he's making way more than 1 million a year in his deferred payments, but damn.
Yeah. So they're doing away with that, by the way, in the MLB,
Yeah, I think that was
because of
one of
that,
the
and then
things they.
the Tucker thing, this, that, and the other.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, we can't have our top team just paying people and like not suffering the consequences, kind of
Yeah,
thing,
they're
right?
gonna get rid of that, and then they're gonna put in ABS.
I like it, and I don't at the same time, Wags. To be
All
honest
right.
with you, like I like that they're able to challenge, right?
Yeah.
I like how it's not every strike. Like, hey,
Okay.
let's get this move because baseball's already slow. That's the
Hmm.
problem. Like most non-baseball fan, I like baseball, you like baseball, but there's people who don't, man. So it's slow. I get it. It's really slow, and that's one of the things where it slows it down. But you should be able to challenge like they do real quick and this, that, and the other. So I do and don't like it at the same time.
Fair
But I
enough.
do like the way that the pitch, the timer and all that has sped it up, so it's
Yeah,
more interesting. Like you
100%.
said, the people who are kind of on the fence about baseball, it is more interesting to watch now that the game doesn't take 3.5, 4 hours,
Yeah, yeah.
to complete. So there's
Which
that.
is disappointing because I used to schedule my naps. The first and second inning, then you take a nap and you wake up for the ninth, you know. Now if you fall asleep, the game's over when you wake up. So it's upsetting.
That's how some of my friends used to plan going to a game. Like we were still drinking in the first and third period, and then I'd be like, "We should get in there," and they're like, "We got time." Walk in there in the eighth, and then walk out after the ninth, or get carried out sometimes.
So there you
Those
go.
games are fun. So that's yeah, it's a good back and forth finding those
Hey, man.
contracts. What's what. I mean, and then
Hey, it's not our money, number
no,
one, right?
yeah,
But it's our favorite team's money, and we would like to know how they allocate building a team, I think is the breakdown there.
that's a
Yeah,
good little rule to learn.
for sure.
Stuff
But
like
again,
that.
it
So
goes as a fan though, like, do you want that $20 million guy on your team and take your, risk that that guy is going to stay healthy? You'd love to have him a car, of course, but
Yeah.
or do you take two like $10 million guys who are very solid? I mean, that's
yeah, it's
uh,
I mean, what I
ugh.
I think it also gets to the point of like how well do you draft? Because you can get
Mm-hmm.
cheap guys through, if you build them up and stuff, they don't roll over their contracts. Obviously, Celebrini just knocked it out of the park during his extension time frame, so he freaking killed it. But he next year he's only making. I don't think he's making
No,
much
he's still
next year.
600, 700,000 or
Yeah,
something
under $1 million next year because his contract doesn't kick in. His extension doesn't kick in for another
next
year,
year.
another season.
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, you
So
could always draft and get good guys and then send them off to win Stanley Cups elsewhere, i.e., Buffalo Sabres,
with
Vegas,
Toronto,
Vegas does that same.
Toronto.
Toronto
Vegas
does it.
doesn't have any of their draft picks from when they first came in. Like if you look, there's an
Oh
article I
yeah,
read.
they're all.
They
Well,
have
I thought
none of
Carlson.
their draft
Oh no,
picks.
that was
That's
Carlson
like
wasn't a draft pick.
one or two, maybe two people from their draft. All their draft picks gone. They're like in different separate deals, this, that, and the other. I mean, it's worked for them. Obviously, they made it to the finals again,
Yeah,
and they've been highly successful since coming in. Since 2019, 18. So they've been to three or four finals,
Yeah.
which is any of our teams would take that. Any
Yeah,
yeah,
besides
From a
Randy's Carolina winning it and then kind of thing, but making it to the finals 4, 5, 6 years, that's awesome. We would
hmm
yeah.
kill for that.
yeah. But
Toronto would kill. Toronto would kill for that.
they're really good at watching other people's highly touted draft picks just die on the vine, and then picking them up, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
rejuvenating their careers.
yeah,
And then the other team sitting there going, "We had this guy for how many years?" And all of a sudden now he's Superman, in
yeah.
Vegas or whatever, but just
Yeah, there's a little
average
bit to,
guy.
how much do you think? Do you guys think that a hardcore place like Toronto, a Montreal, any of the Canadian places, I guess, where the media is super into your joint, like the New Yorks, the just what are you guys doing? Why did you make this pass? It's like where you come to San Jose, you come to Anaheim, you come to Vegas. It's like you guys play hockey, right? That relaxation. Hey man, we're just doing our thing here, man. Like is there something to that you guys think, or is it,
The
that's
pressure.
abstract. That goes on in all sports and all places, and all those
Yeah,
places still win, championships. The Yankees, look at them. I think that's abstract. But going back to
in a
what we are
minute?
talking about signing that player to what Randy's talking about, I think that's the intersection of the athleticism and the business of the sport because how ownership and every ownership's going to have a different perspective, I think. Some are going to be interested in hey, I want to win a Stanley Cup. And that's all decisions are geared towards that, where some are going to be more about revenue. And I think that the decision about signing that guy plays a little bit more into revenue. It's like he might get hurt, but how much money is he going to make us before he gets hurt? And if he can make us as much money as we're paying a couple other guys, then it's worth that risk. So I think that's kind of where that mindset gets about where an owner might be more conservative because they're kind of like what you were saying, Randy. It's more about winning and having the tools to win, and others are about, well, let's drive revenue, and if we drive revenue, then we can buy the tools to win. That's just a thought. I could be totally wrong.
Speaking of, I think somebody mentioned earlier, we wish we had this problem with money or whatever, and like we just want to know
Oh,
what their ramifications are. But I mean, we have to deal with our own money situations between us.
yeah.
Uh, and so here I want to pose this question is like at this point, we've done a lot of draft tournaments with Randy. Randy does,
100%.
one almost every week throughout the year. Is it about
37,
how many is it per
37,
year? About because it's 52
37,
weeks,
38.
about 30, 40?
35 to 40, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in
Yeah.
that range. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of weeks that
There's
there's
only
draft
52.
tournament. So
Just saying.
what are you guys' preferences though? Would you guys want to do draft tournaments more on the regular, or do you want to put all of your money into a regular season on a team in your local space? Obviously, requires less travel time, but at the same time, you're not visiting exotic spaces like Birmingham, Alabama.
Newest on the tour, yeah.
Yeah. What do you
That's
guys
true.
think?
Well, obviously for me, it's a combination of both, man. I, I I do like our beer league deal. I could see how people want to do it Randy's way. I don't say Randy's way, but the tournament way because there's the less drama, right? There's the less, hey, we're going to a destination. We're going to Lake Placid, we're going to Scotland, we're going to name a place, right? We're going to Los Alamos.
Nice.
Like we've been there you go. Iceland. Whew, Iceland was really, really fun, by the way, if you're listening. All these places, we're going there to have a good time. That's your mindset when you're going. When you're going to these beer league games, you don't know. You may have that mindset, hey, we're having a good time, yeah. But then there's this dude who, man, I was plumbing out doo doo for like 7 hours. The customer was mean to me. I'm gonna take it on to the next person, this, that, and the other. So you never know what you're gonna run into in the beer league. So I think that's the juxtaposition of, hey, I'm gonna go do these tournaments. We're having a good time. It's a little more expensive, but you're going to a destination. You're gonna meet lots of new people. You're gonna make new friends, this, that, and the other. So that costs kind of some of itself out. But then you're going to your beer league regularly. You never know who you're going to meet. So for me, it's a combination of both, but I do lean towards these tournaments because I really, really, really do appreciate them.
I think they're fun. You get to meet new people every time you go, and then there's
100%.
also the small group that you already know.
I know
And then
big group swag. I don't know your small group, your
we
chocolate
sit
makers. Let's
we sit
go.
in high chairs and stuff.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Good. Because
I had to
like
do
there's
it.
the groups that you know that end up going to a lot of these and stuff, and you may not like you may go to a tournament one like for like three separate tournaments, like half of the people, and then you go to one that one or two, and it's like it's still a great time because now you're meeting a bunch more people at the same time.
Mm.
So, and we all meet up on the Friday to to do the draft and everything like that. It's a good time, and nobody wants to hurt anybody during these draft tournaments. That's the big thing. It's like, dude, that's not why we're here. We're here to have a good time, have fun, and enjoy each other's company. Play
For
some
sure.
hockey.
Even if you're not the most social person, just
You'll get there.
I mean, this is the environment that will help you like discourage that a little bit, but if you don't want to, that's fine because people will leave you alone. That's cool as well if you just want to play hockey and have a good time. So I think that's important to stress as well. If you just want to come have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Randy, I mean, go ahead.
I played beer league for years, just like the rest of us, and then I haven't played on a beer league team since we started this. So I'm
Mm.
going on 4 years of not doing something I did every week for 30 years. So I miss a little bit of the weekly beer league. So, I get that, like seeing your friends, hanging out in the locker room. I do miss pieces of that. Now, the upside of that is I get to see some of those guys still. I mean, one of them was my business partner, Nate, one of my business partners, but I still get to see some of these guys because they play in our tournaments, which is cool. And once a year, I get to play with them in a team tournament or see them at a team tournament. But to your point, has exposed us to even cities that I didn't even know existed or had hockey cultures, and all these different people that you would have never met otherwise. And when you got somebody like Shelly who goes around and, like Jose said, there's no stranger and there's no wallflower. Now, if you're an introvert, she is very good at dealing with, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But she's very good at dealing with those people and, making them feel welcome without feeling super, uncomfortable, and working them in a way that they feel comfortable in the locker room, and at the draft party. And so I think, although I do miss it, the exposure to the world of hockey that this has given me, and I see it's given other people, as I see people, like you said, they meet and they become friends, and then they're traveling together and they're doing more of these tournaments. It's a very unique thing that the beer league just can't offer. It just can't duplicate. It's just not the same. And Friday night, that party sets the tone for the weekend, like you said. So the attitude is just, the vibe is just completely different. So the point is that guy who was siphoning doo-doo for 7 hours knows that for this weekend, he doesn't have to do that, or she doesn't have to deal with, with whatever. They can just go and get away from it for the weekend and let loose a little bit, which makes it all the more better. So you're not just going playing for an hour and then going back and dealing with what you just left behind an hour or 2 hours ago. That's another great thing that I see that people enjoy about it. And then getting away from your local beer league drama, because there's always local beer league drama. Some cities are worse than others, and it's weird how that's a thing. But we just had somebody tell us 2 tournaments ago that they were no longer going to play in a local beer league. They were just going to do these tournaments because it was just too much drama and they were tired of it. And they live in a part of the country where they can easily travel to multiple tournaments of ours a year and drive to almost all of them because they're
Oh,
centrally
wow.
located. So, they can do
Oh,
10,
that's
12
awesome.
tournaments a year. And they're like, yeah, I'd rather do that. And they have a fairly large group now that they've built out of like 3 people. And now it's a group of about a dozen people so that travel together, stay in Airbnbs together. So they built this thing that's
Yeah.
amazing. And but it's awesome that they have an alternative, because some people don't, or some people don't know there's an alternative.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's the
And some
thing.
people
It's
just
like,
quit.
yeah, it's so disappointing when I hear it's like, yeah, I used to play. I don't play anymore. It's like,
Yeah,
why not? It's like, well, I didn't want to pay anymore. It's like, that's it? Like, do you miss it? Yeah, I miss it. Well, come on,
Sure.
dust
yeah,
off your gear.
yeah. I got tired of the drama, or I got tired of,
Yeah,
Yeah,
or I got tired of getting hurt. That's the other one. Like
yeah.
Jose was saying, people are too aggressive, and they they're out there hitting people and taking it too serious, and all those things. So
no,
It
yeah,
gets
you
a
make
little,
you make friends, Randy, and like you said, you get to visit places you're not going to, and you can build that relationship to stay with people you wouldn't you would never have known. Like in Vegas, I have a couple places to stay now. There's friends everywhere for Altoona, all these places. I have wonderful friends that I know I can count on,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't have had that without this. So I think that's I lean towards that, but I do like the beer league. You're right. I do like you build those a little bit of friends, and hopefully you build your relationships without the league kind of thing. But we'll see, man. But I do lean towards these tournaments. They're awesome, awesome.
Well, yeah, before we got into the tournaments and everything, beer league was it.
Yeah, that
So,
was
I
it.
mean, that's where I met four of the five, one, two, three, three of the five of us. We all met, like I met Josh through beer league and through collegiate back in the day, but then more so even into beer league, we really, connected then. And then, Alan and Jose, I met you guys in beer league, just having a good fucking time. So
Being a cheater,
Technically, we met long before beer league. We just didn't
technically,
meet.
but we didn't realize, but yeah, technically we did.
Yeah.
we didn't know
Uh,
Wax was a cheater. That's what we didn't know.
you knew. You knew the first time we played. I told you, it was like, hey man, I'm not big.
I
I
got
know how to get
picture
I know how to get the
evidence.
calls, and I know how to take and embellish
Picture
every single thing.
evidence. Cheater. Big time cheater.
Mm-hmm. Watch the back of your knees. I'm gonna tap the back of your
Ref's not
knees in the
looking. I
blade.
got you. Oh. Yeah, no, he's one of my best friends now. So there you go. What are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
Works out.
What are you gonna do?
Yep.
What else we got, Wags?
Not much. Speaking of, well, pretty much any hockey. Hey, Alan, did you remember what you wanted to talk about?
I think the only thing that I had is speaking, kind of following up on the beer league third line atmosphere change. In beer league, people tend to be jerks to the refs.
Yep.
Third line, people tend to know how to behave themselves a little bit better. Now, having said that, not all refs are perfect, and
Utah.
some are better
Utah.
at admitting when they're not perfect than others.
Cedar City.
Never
But that
told you
being
that.
said, there's still an approach that you can take so that you don't end up being, the guy that has a target on your back from an officiating standpoint.
Yeah.
So I guess my thing was like how to properly chirp a ref without ending up being enemy of the state number one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think you got to make them laugh. Like first things
Yeah,
first, you got to make them
100%.
laugh.
100%.
Like
Absolutely.
once that happens, you have just that little bit of string, the wag size string, and then
Yeah. That's where he gets it. That's where he gets that cheater from. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. What?
hey,
What happened?
you'd be surprised how much I'll string that out in a real game.
I think
Like,
That's
sometimes
true
just
though.
like even before the game, just going up and just have
Talk to him.
something prepared, something fun, just a little funny line or whatever to the ref or say hello or whatever. Just, you know, anything to kind of, I'm not saying get them on your side, but break the ice a little bit.
yeah,
Because they also might have been pumping shit for 7 hours that day before they come, to their job too. You don't know what they equally
hmm
might have had a rough day and coming in with a bad attitude
Yeah.
already. They just want to go home or go to the bar or whatever, just like everybody else. So, the difference is they are getting paid to be there. I get it, but they're going through stuff too. So kind of
they,
What's
try to
an
they
break the
also
ice
have
a
a
example?
little
life.
bit.
I've got an example. Like one thing I usually tell a ref before a game is I'll say, "Hey, I appreciate you staying awake for this."
Like, what,
Those late
10:30, 11 at
games.
night?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
hey, we're good luck not falling asleep, during what's about to happen, or I apologize, something like that. I'll throw him, right? It usually makes him chuckle, you know.
that ref's
What do you?
probably sitting there going, "Okay, this is Thursday night, and I got three beer league men's game, and then come Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, I have eight youth games I got to ref, and I'm
Oh,
going to get yelled
Well,
at by parents all day
those are
long.
the worst.
That's
woo,
probably
Those
could
are
already be on
worse.
their head too, So it's like I try everything I can to make them appreciate the fact that like at our third line term especially, because
yeah.
like Shelley says, one thing you can count on when you come to a third line tournament, it's a consistent positive experience, and we try to our best to make that the customers and the refs and the scorekeepers, everybody involved. And so getting those refs involved as well, and getting them to laugh, like you said, and get them to loosen them up a little bit and not take it so serious. I think in beer league, there's a piece of that too that is missing, unfortunately. That people look at the refs as a necessity, but sometimes not. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I think some, and I was guilty of that when I played beer league all the time. We started doing these tournaments. I started looking at the refs a little differently. And I think it's because we don't take ourselves serious. You see the refs able to let loose a little more at these tournaments than maybe they do in their beer league. So you see a little different side of them sometimes. But I
Yeah.
hope that some of them carry that into their beer league games after the fact. And I think some of them do. I've seen some of them do it, which is kind of a cool thing. But
Yeah, I like during the tournaments when you do talk to the ref and you get them to open up and be, they're excited to be there, they're laughing, they're smiling, everything like that at your tournaments, and it's like
Yeah.
and it's like that's when it's a good, it gets even better, I should say,
Yeah.
because then they're enjoying themselves. I mean, they're not worried about it. It's like, look, man, we're just all here to have a good time. It's like call a penalty if you need to, But other than that, just skate back and forth and chirp the players. Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chirp the players right back.
yeah. You have
Wes
a
100%.
beer sitting on
McCauley.
the bench. Grab it when you skate by every now and then,
Yeah,
whatever.
just have fun with it. Who cares? This is your chance to open up and have fun out here while you're doing this too. So
I think
maybe
one of the
that's
hardest things in beer league though is having a ref or refs who also play in your league on other teams.
that ain't
Actually,
easy.
just had that situation this last week where we played a team, and then after we got off the ice, of course, beer league, everybody's taking it way too serious. I'll be honest with y'all. Guys will always, have conversations before games. They'll be like, "Hey, do you remember anything about this team?" And, "Oh, I remember so and so. He's a jerk." I don't remember any of that. I show up to get exercise. I don't take names, numbers, faces, nothing that. When I leave the ice, I don't, you know what I mean? So I don't, and then rosters, give me a break. I have no idea who plays on what team or what happened last time we played that team or any of that. Not that that makes me any better than anybody else. It's just my capacity for withholding that or holding on to that information. That being said, this last game we played in beer league, we only had 7 skaters. It was a close game, we win, but after the game, one of the guys that was subbing for our team is also a ref. So after the game, as we're getting off the ice, somebody on the other team who was angry was
Hmm.
chirping at him, like, "Oh, that's why you never give us any calls," and yada 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 that. And he actually said back to his credit, he's like, "Yeah, that's right, because I give a fuck about your beer league game." Right? Like, the guy is basically insinuating because that he had to play him one night that's why he never gets any calls when he refs their games. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Get out of here. You're not that important." You know what I mean?
My response probably if it was me would be like, I don't even know who you are.
Do
100%.
we even play you?
Yeah. Like, are you in this division? Because I don't. Yeah.
Which is a whole nother conversation for another day about an
That's
exercise and how seriously to take your beer league hockey.
There's
yeah.
a, I mean, there's an opposite a little bit too, because there's a referee who's like, yeah, we know this team is dirty. I've had that, have that this year, Alan, a couple times we've been playing in both our divisions that we're playing. They know that team is dirty. I'm like, well, fucking, if you see anything even remotely close, to go call it and then go talk to their bench. You can prevent a lot of that, right? Like I think with talking to people, we were in our championship game. Not to bring it up again, but this guy was like boarding people. He had his hands up and he was putting people against the boards. If you can go talk to this dude, like, hey man, we've seen you do this. If you do it again, it's going to be a penalty, and it should have been, right? So they didn't choose to do that. So like the ref thing, but yeah, for sure. Refs,
So
Randy for sure. Randy, yeah, refs most of the time
circling
have a good time.
circling back on that, had somebody taken the time to joke with the ref before the game,
That's right.
extend the olive branch.
So
We tried.
so once you chime in on that, on making that joke with the ref, what do you go to after that? Like we went off a
Well,
whole
I
bunch of
think
other
one
things here.
thing is how you conduct yourself. I know something that evolved with me over time, because all I can do is speak from experiences.
Mhm.
There was a time when if I got a penalty, I might, argue about it.
No,
Now
no,
I'm at a
Not
point
you,
where
Alan.
no,
now I'm at a point where I don't. I get a
no.
penalty as soon as I realize the penalty's called on me. I just skate to the box. I don't say shit. I don't nothing. Not one fucking word, even if I think he's wrong. So because of that, right, less grief afterwards from the ref, right? It's like
100%.
you joke with them, you allow them to do their job, even if you're not agreeing with their job in the moment. You don't show them up. You don't give them a hard time,
No.
and then you know, I think from there on out, it's like, what's the battle to win at that point? So they
And
were
and
wrong. Okay,
and
the call still got made.
you
So
get the call made, right? Yeah. So you ask them, what did they see? Like, hey, being aggressive when you get it. "Oh, you
and maybe
meant for
later
this.
too, not
Well,
right
I meant
then.
for shit. What did you see there? What did I do wrong? Right? What did I do wrong? So that kind of implements like, so I won't do it the next time. What did you see? What did I do wrong? Like, well, you did X, Y, Z. Like, all right, thank you for telling me. And so that does help for me.
So
However,
sometimes though they can't do
oh,
they won't even
No,
acknowledge
you
it.
don't
no,
ask them in the
sometimes
moment. They're trying to run
Yeah,
a game.
yeah.
no,
You ask them after the game, in between periods,
Hmm.
whatever. whatever that may be. And only if you genuinely want to know, not if you're asking them because
Yeah.
then you want
No.
to
Oh,
argue with them
you
because
got
you've
to
already
come
made
from
up your
You
mind.
got to be genuine with your
Oh,
questions.
for
Yeah.
sure. No, you guys know me. I'm super genuine with my stuff. So like, however, we're gonna get into this where Alan and I were on the bench sitting there, and there's a referee you know well. He's an a-hole,
Jose almost got
for
banned for
lack of
life.
a term. I almost got banned. He's skating past our bench. He's having a good. He's lazy. He doesn't go past the bench. The plays way over on the other side, and he's still on our side of the bench. So I tap his helmet, like, "Hey man, what's up? How you doing?" Kind of thing. Oh,
No.
you don't tap. You didn't get my attention. You don't tap people. You don't tap people in the helmet. And he halfway blew a gasket, essentially. Like, man, are you a Chevy truck? Because I know Wags the argument there.
No, it's probably a Ford.
He blew a gasket. It was just like, oh, don't ever do that again. This, that, and the other. We know now, mind you, we've had this referee a long time. I've had conversation with this guy. He knows me. This, that, and the other. Like, got you right. So, but yeah, Alan's right. I almost got kicked out for tapping the referee on the helmet. Hey man, how you doing?
So everybody, what's our lesson there? We
Don't
look
tap
but don't
We're-
touch the
Touch the
refs.
Don't touch
referee.
him.
We use our words.
I thought we were at that point, man. Like you guys know me, man. I get along with everybody pretty much. And apparently not.
It was a
Apparently
very
not.
and as big of a guy as Jose is, I was sitting right there. It was a very nice, friendly tap. It
Well, it
wasn't
was yeah, but
forceful. It wasn't
not
anything.
aggressive.
But Jose
Yeah,
learned a lesson that day.
he sure did.
Refs are meant for looking and not touching.
Yeah, and it's sad
Refs are
because we've
only
lost,
fans.
yeah, onlyrefs.com. We've we've lost so many good refs because of the treatment.
Yeah.
Beer leaguers, parents, everything
Oh,
they've had to go through. And so, we see the numbers declining. And unfortunately, we're getting newer refs and refs that aren't quite as good or skilled because
Thank
you
you.
have to have them from somewhere.
yeah.
But I'm glad we have them. I'm glad we had refs. And it's unfortunate that too that a lot of that started happening right coming out of COVID because people had
Yeah.
been on their keyboards and they've been saying all kind of wild shit on their keyboards, and all of a sudden people started saying that same stuff in person.
It doesn't
And
fly
I mean,
in
some of the
person.
crazy stuff that I heard and saw early on to refs and the situations I saw, I was just blown away.
Yeah, they're
And
not
no
getting paid
doubt,
enough for that.
yeah, exactly. No doubt these people were quitting. And I'm talking about beer league and I'm talking about, youth hockey and situations like that. So shout out to the rest that are out there busting their ass and trying to call a good and fair game and just trying to do their job
1,000%.
every game and every week because holy crap, some of the stuff they have to put up with, unbelievable.
Except for
You know,
Cedar City. That's the only one I got.
Jose and
one
I,
guy, it was one guy, Jose, one guy. The other guy was
The worst
Gary was
referee
awesome.
ever, Randy.
The one
Worst,
guy was
worst referee ever,
not
Randy.
worst
For a
ever, but
thousand
he was up
percent.
there. He was definitely up there. Yeah, he
No,
was definitely. We've had some bad ones, but fortunately, the good have far outweighed.
far
Now, we had
exceeded.
two really good ones this past weekend.
Far exceeded.
You know, we had two really good refs. And we have again when you're doing these tournaments, and I'm going back to the whole thing, it's a different vibe. So that does let the refs kind of open up a little bit, which is awesome. Dolly's jersey just pops up. But it's nice to have refs who, even in your beer league or at a tournament, get into the vibe of it, joke around with the players, don't take
Yeah.
it super serious, and yet do their job well and properly.
Yeah.
Those refs are I always look forward if I know that they're reffing a game or a tournament. I'm like, that's one less thing that I have to worry about as a tournament coordinator, as a player. And it's always nice to know that you've got those refs out there.
Yeah. That's
And
always
and
nice.
and the same goes for scorekeepers. Sometimes you have some really, really cool scorekeepers, and other times you have the one like in Rochester that Shelley kept having to wake him up every 10 minutes.
I don't know, Wags, do you locally, do you still have a scorekeeper that likes to read novels?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I still like I do what you guys do. I kind of just sub on two or three different teams so I can get some ice time here and there, but for the most part all my money goes towards either beer when because that's my sub fees bringing 18 to 24 pack of beer and then but most other than that, the money, my hockey money goes towards draft tournaments. But yeah, we still get the same scorekeeper that sits there with a you know like
Mm.
good
Trashy
Little house
novel
on,
size
oh,
novel.
and then the
like Old
shots
Man
on
in
the
the Sea, or is
scoreboard.
it like
It's
War and Peace.
not
The
freaking
shots
reading a
on the
book.
scoreboard stay 0-0 for the entire game,
No,
and then all of a
usually yeah.
sudden at the very end of the game, it's all of a sudden tick 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 on both sides of the board, just to some random number.
oh
You
that would
guys get
drive
shots on the board. That'd be nice.
Oh
Tim
no, yeah,
Lally
that's just
nuts.
on whatever they keep track of it on their scorekeeping thing or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like we get
Um,
like nothing, and it's like they'll still end up with it only being like 9-8.
Say here, we're
The
pretty
score was
lucky.
like 12.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky here. Our scorekeeper, especially this one fella, he gets into it. Like he'll announce,
Mm.
they full on announce your name when you score or when you get an assist and all that. Like I don't know who, there's nobody there. They're announcing it to nobody. Like it's literally they're announcing it back to the people on the ice. But I mean, he does
San
it.
San Jose does that, but it's an automated feature now. So whenever you enter the
Oh,
goal and the assist, it's automated.
Oh,
oh.
that's saying my name wrong for sure.
100%. Deitis,
Yeah.
Deitis
That
calls
chess.
everyone.
1,000%.
Yeah.
That guy, we had that guy in Arizona when he does the tournaments. He does it only at like one rink, but he announces everything at
Robert
the
Scottsdale, yeah.
yeah,
He's a cool
yeah,
guy.
the
He talks to you
Scottsdale.
when you
Yeah,
get penalties and stuff too.
yeah, yeah,
In the
yeah.
box, he's a really nice guy. Yeah.
Older guy, gray. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's been doing that for a long time.
Arizona, man, that's probably the best ice. I mean, I skated in 3 or 4 or 5
Surprisingly.
Not
areas
the
here,
ice
but
itself.
Oh, okay.
The rink.
Yeah.
Scottsdale ice is the Arizona Scottsdale, Dan, whatever they want to call it, is the best. I
Good
think.
rink.
Good
Yeah.
bar, restaurant, cool rink.
Fire and
Yeah.
Ice is coming for the title.
I love the chug to the neck, Randy. Hold on, do that again. That was awesome. Do it one more time, Randy, right for the crowd. That was beautiful. Look at it.
You
Look
ever
at
make
this.
him do it again?
Yeah, look at this. Look at it with the curls in the background. Look at that.
Jeez.
Absolutely sexy. Look at
No
that.
wonder that bottle only lasted a couple days.
Here's a question for you guys. So this is something that we're gonna try this weekend for the first time in Altoona.
Oh,
Altoona.
Shelly
kids
had
one.
this idea. I think it's a great idea, and we're gonna put it to the test. But you've been in enough tournaments that every now and then you get stuck with a not so good goalie.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Mhm.
sometimes it's also the not the best team that gets stuck with the not so good goalie. And that can make for a very long weekend.
It was.
So,
It was, and yes, it was.
so what we're gonna do this weekend is we're gonna do the goalie shuffle, Shanny shuffle, we call it. And basically each goalie during the round robin. Now they'll play the finals this time with the team that they were drafted to. But
Okay.
during the round robin, each goalie will play one game for every other team. So
Whoa.
it works out because in Altoona this weekend we have a 5-team tournament, which is another thing we figured out how to do five, not it doesn't have to be 4 or 6.
And
And
that's
on top
crazy,
of
by the
that,
way.
yeah. And on top of that, but it's better than telling 10
No,
people
yeah.
the goalie they can't play in a
Yeah.
tournament, right? Which
No,
Iceland,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what we ever had
absolutely.
to do. And it's like, I'm not, but on top of that, so I designed these, and I know you guys have probably seen them by now, but
Oh,
they're
the
like the
nets.
optical illusion jerseys. So that during the
The
round
goalie
robin, the
nets.
goalies will also be wearing the same jersey. Every goalie will be wearing the same jersey and rotating teams.
Holy crap.
Is it the goalie net
So,
one?
yeah, the goalie net ones. Yeah, exactly. Now, I had some thoughts about, in the future, maybe switching it up where best save percentage, this or that. But relying that you have to have a really good scorekeeper,
Yeah.
Mm.
right, to keep the track of the stats for that. So this weekend we're just going to do whoever they're drafted on, and all the goalies this weekend are solid goalies. So it's
Okay.
not,
Not as
but
bad.
so this is, I think
So
Altoona.
Ray's not playing?
No, Ray's not.
Ray's not bad.
Ray's pretty good, but come on. You gotta fuck with Ray.
But you guys have been, the Altoona crowd, it's a good place. And this is our parent kid one too. So it's a really good one. So the goalies get to kind of rotate around and play with everyone. So we thought it was a good one to try it. But
Oh, for
you
sure.
guys have been in enough these tournaments. Good idea.
Yeah. I think too, what you just touched on, Randy, I know that you talk about the scorekeeper thing, but that also makes it less intimidating for a goalie. Like if a newer goalie wants to play, but they don't, maybe they hesitate because they're like, I'm newer. I know that I'm not gonna be able, if this thing goes to the championship, I'm not gonna be able to pull my weight. And they have anxiety about that, right? So by giving them an outlet to play for the weekend where they know that, hey, I can go play all weekend and I'm not gonna have that pressure put on my shoulders at the end of the weekend.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
on Sunday I'll be playing in a bronze medal game or whatever, which is fine. Nobody cares at that
But
point.
you don't know that until Sunday.
But you can make it happen though.
Well, but they would feel comfortable knowing that's a possibility, knowing that they're not going to get put into a situation where, hey, this whole thing is going to ride on me, and I just started playing goalie a couple months ago. I'm just saying it could be a thing that takes the edge off of anxiety, and maybe a goalie who was on the fence about signing up before might be willing to sign up if they know, like, hey, it's a no pressure environment no matter what.
It always is.
Yeah, but
Really, they calm down real quick.
but what Alan's saying, we had the perfect example of that this past weekend.
Yeah.
We had one goalie, she was newer, and she did end up on the slightly weaker team,
Okay.
unfortunately. Now, thank goodness that team had a great locker room and they rallied around her.
There
But
you
the
go.
first game was so bad because that's the problem. She had no confidence yet, anxiety, all the things, and she just fell apart. And so it was so bad that halfway through the first game, we switched goalies. And both teams were fine with it. Both goalies were fine with it, whatever. The second game, a little better. The third game, confidence started coming back. And when I say rallying around her, I mean the other teams are also rallying around. We were standing on the glass, rooting her on every time she made a save, and she started making some really good saves. Everybody was behind this goalie, and saw the improvement. It was cheering the improvement. Now, had that goalie played that first game with one of the other stronger teams, just having a stronger team in front of her would have given her a little confidence a little bit faster, right? Because she wouldn't have seen quite as many shots, rotating to a stronger team at some point. But they tied their third game against a team that won silver, ended up winning silver.
Oh, nice.
So, so I saw the perfect example where this would have worked great
Agreed.
this past weekend for all the reasons that Alan just said. And the fact that, like you said, like Wag said, she felt the pressure on herself, but she soon realized that
Nobody
we're
cares.
all rallying, got behind her. And so Mario even came in after their last game. Before of course, he was in the gold medal game. But he came in and gave her a player of the tournament. He had one of his little trophies and gave her the player of the tournament award.
Mario's the worst player ever, by the way.
Yeah, he's
If
horrible.
anybody's listening,
Mario-
He's really bad at hockey.
Mario Poitras, terrible player.
His brother's way better.
Yeah.
Just for
Way
the
better.
record, if Mario would have played against that poor goalie in the gold medal game, he would have put up a hat trick with
wow.
no regrets
Mario's
immediately.
terrible. Absolutely
Guys.
terrible. Mario, if you're
Well, he
listening,
did put up a hat
Guys,
trick.
Mario.
you're not helping her confidence right now.
Mario.
But that's the
you're
point of
terrible,
what we
Mario.
were talking about, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that in the gold medal game, people want to win when they get to the gold medal game. I get it. And so
Yeah.
by knowing that there's an avenue for you to go and be able to enjoy your whole weekend without having that pressure put on you
I
might
think that's
appeal to some people.
100%.
No, yeah, that. I think I'm
100%.
maybe I'm missing it, but it's like it's just the round robin where you switch around, and then Sunday is pretty much you're with your team.
He's talking
Yeah.
about trying to develop it into the future. For this weekend, Sunday, everybody's with the team they got drafted because, but he was saying that in the future, they're looking at trying to make it so that from a goalie standpoint, in the championship game, you've got the two top performing goalies in the tournament playing against each other in the championship game, and then everybody else can kind of relax.
Okay.
So this is a 5-team and a 6-team are a little different in that Sunday you still have round robin on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So
We got
only the
James
last 3 games. You
Vegas.
still have 6 games on Sunday. You still have the 3 championship games. So that way Sunday you still have part of the round robin. So you're still swapping teams up until those last 3 games.
Got it.
Same for a 6-team tournament.
I think
4-teamer
we should-
work it through a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think you
Basically
should
on
make the
Sunday in a
goalies.
4-teamer, you would play for your original team, yes.
I think you should make the goalies dress for all the games, and then
Eeny,
and
meeny,
then
miny,
just
moe.
bring a Yahtzee cup out
Just
and
draw
assign everybody
straws.
like a dice number.
Draw straws and see which one goes in.
Rochambeau. Rochambeau.
Tim Lally would absolutely kill me if I made him dress for every game. He would have a fit.
He'd
He
still
likes to let his
play it
stuff
all.
dry between games.
He'd still play every game.
Yeah, him and Sean,
He
yeah,
would.
for sure. Sean for
He
sure would,
would.
yeah. But yeah, they're playing this weekend actually. They were last weekend, playing this weekend.
Sheesh.
It's
He's going
within
for another
striking
goal, isn't
distance
he?
from St. Louis.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
That's the
Yeah.
thing about Tim. He's going for more gold every time.
Yep. They won goal last weekend.
See?
If I don't get back out there, he's gonna catch up to me. He's never gonna let me forget it.
No one's ever catching Randy.
Mario.
Mario's out there. Mario participates in a lot. You know, you should have
This
lost last
past
time, Mario.
week, Milwaukee was his 21st.
Wow.
Okay, he's still
turn.
got 8 more to catch up. Nine more, 10 more.
Yeah, and Sean and Tim are right there too.
Yeah.
Boy.
They're up there, and Lauren Fleming is catching up. I mean, there's a lot of them. Jordan and Felicia Game, and there's a lot that are catching up. And it's great being able to see these
Yeah.
people, all these multiple tournaments. And then the new people, like you said, coming in, and
Oh, what about my boy Leon?
Leon, yeah, Leon's
Leon's
getting
got a
well, yeah.
number.
Melissa, every time we release a new tournament, Melissa's right there. Birmingham, boom, Chicago, boom. Trying to get them to King Louis. That's the other one. That's the other big one, King Louis Island, in March with the water
Water
hockey,
hockey.
Celebration, yeah, which is not hockey at all. That's the best part. Just
You're just drinking and
WAG
standing in
survive?
water.
Will,
it will
exactly.
WAG
Will
survive,
WAG
yeah.
survive? Is that height?
Well,
Is there a
yeah,
requirement?
it's
Or is
waist
like,
high,
come
so
on.
yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be
No, are you
just
sure?
under.
Are you just pour the drink in a snorkel?
We
Done
already
enough of those
have
when I was younger.
the 3-bedroom cabana and another cabana reserved already, and adding on, yeah, that's going to be epic. It's a good time.
That'll be fun.
I'm excited for Halloween. Gonna be in
Scotland?
Edinburgh again that
Yeah.
Saturday. That
That's
timing
right.
is awesome this year. Excuse me.
Yeah, we're working on a couple more internationals too. Shelly's been hammering on, and then one or two more domestics too. So
Nice.
yeah,
Stuff in
yeah,
the
like you
works.
said, Chicago and Detroit took off though, and that was, talking about beer league and local beer league and rinks, and one of the things that this year, 26 and into 27, but we really tried to concentrate on this year. And again, this was a Shelley push, was stopping at rinks along the way, because we bypassed so many rinks,
Mhm.
and before it was just we were crisscrossing the country so much, and now we've condensed the schedule, so we're able to stop rinks a little more and visit these rinks. And that's how Detroit came. We just randomly stopped at 2 rinks, and the second rink we went to was like, yeah, we'd love to have you guys,
Mhm.
Awesome.
but
Nice.
had we not,
Awesome.
made that stop, who knows what happens. And we get to see the rink, and we get to meet the staff, because as you guys know, like we're talking about, refs need to have a good time,
Rink staff for
scorekeepers need to
sure.
have a good
Yeah,
time, but
rink
rink
staff
staff,
too.
as we learned at a couple rinks, rink staff can have a lot to do with the vibe of the tournament. And right away, the staff at Big Boy and the manager called us the next day, like you could tell that they wanted us to be there, and they're all in.
Nice.
And when you get a
Awesome.
rink that's all in, that's what you want. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and in the Chicago rink, they seem to be all in, mainly because of the local players. A lot of them play in a lot of our terms. A lot of them were in Milwaukee.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I think they'll be all in.
Chicago's awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Chicago's got
Yeah.
a huge base for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, although we've not been super successful there, but I think, this rink is a game changer, just because of the people who travel and play in our tournaments and play in that league.
Yeah.
That's going to be the difference. So
No, I'm excited, Randy. I want to pump this up again, but we're going to Scotland here, and Halloween is that Saturday. Yeah, right, the 31st. And
Sunday.
Sunday is it Sunday?
Sunday or is it
Oh,
Saturday?
Saturday or Sunday?
Might be right.
Saturday, Sunday. One of the two.
It's a weekend.
Awesome times
Saturday.
for
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Halloween is Saturday. The tournament is Thursday, Friday. There is an awesome time where we're going to be VIPs at a rugby match in
Nice.
Glasgow on Saturday. It's an awesome opportunity if you ever wanted to go to these places, man. You owe it to yourself. You're a hockey player. You want to have a good time, and you don't know how to travel places. This is the opportunity to do it. I can't express that enough. So excited! It's my third time going. I can't explain it. The Thursday, Friday, Randy, that's awesome.
Mhm.
And then the Saturday, that even better. That's so it works. This timing is awesome. So I had to bring that up. I had to
Thank
bring
you.
it up.
And
I'm planning.
anybody who is going to Scotland, if you don't know, Icelandair has a deal where you can on the same ticket you can stop in Reykjavik on the way over or on the way back from 24 hours to 7 days. You can stay in Reykjavik on the
Oh,
same ticket. So if somebody wanted to hit Iceland on the way to or from Edinburgh, you can do that on Icelandair, which is a nice little side point.
for 100%.
Said I
100%.
I want to go up. I want to go to Scotland. I want to do that one. I just need the kid to not care about Halloween or me going with her on Halloween.
That's why you should bring her to Scotland. Halloween, she could celebrate Halloween for like 3 days in a row.
That's kind of where
Different.
it
It's different
originated.
when I go.
Well, you'd be with her.
Yeah, well, I would also be drinking a lot.
Yeah, well, you have a whole team watching her. You have like a bunch of people helping you out
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. That's the one thing about the community. There's
Yeah.
people who do and do not partake in the imbibe, right, and
Yeah.
help you out.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
like
yeah,
sometimes we have 25% of the tournament who don't drink, but that's fine. It's a lot of, like you
exactly
said, it's a
right.
lot of responsible adults to look after the rest of us.
Yeah, for sure. Edinburgh is a very fun time, by the way. So
I believe
whomever's
it.
going, awesome time, awesome time.
I'll get in there.
Yeah,
She's
very
almost a
family
teenager.
oriented. A lot of people bring their kids and their families to that trip,
You
and
should.
Iceland as well. We had a lot of people brought their kids and their families. And that's the other thing I do like about our tournaments is people feel comfortable doing that and knowing that we're looking out for each other, and each other, the
Mm-hmm.
kids. Like we have one goalie that her son, she's a single mom. He was in Milwaukee. People are looking out for him. They know where he is. They know what he needs, and he wants to play video games. He wants to do his thing, but we have a lot of that. People bringing their kids, and we're like, okay, well, you got to go play. We'll look after them for we can keep them alive for an hour. Like Shelly said, I've kept 4 kids and 11 grandkids alive. Like we got to get some skills. So well,
Yeah.
adult hockey company. Let's not kid yourself, but. We also are family oriented in that way. We like to see people bringing their significant others, their kids, whatever, as long as they understand, they're going to hear language and they're going to, they're going to see people drinking alcohol and they're going to see those things, but it's within control. And, I mean, we're having a parent kid tournament this weekend.
Yeah.
But them kids going to be chugging water out of solo cups. And that's the way, that's, if you want that, don't sign them up.
This is part of it. Welcome to high school.
So, I mean, yeah, and that's the people we want, So.
Yeah. Well, guys,
Yeah.
it was a good
That
one.
it?
Another
A good
good one for the
episode, I thought.
Bucks.
Oh man, that went by
Well,
quick.
you know what I almost forgot?
Oh, against Shores Perp plus ball.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How do you handle bananas? Did you just rip the whole? Oh,
Man,
God,
where's
that.
Jordan? Where's Jordan when you need him? Man,
Jose's gonna have to excuse himself.
for
You know
sure.
what?
I'm a big banana fan. I'll smoothie that up.
Hey
Let's
guys,
go.
you know what? I gotta
Throw
go.
some blueberries in your mouth.
No.
We have a good time, Randy.
No. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go.